What's going on, fam? This is Dr. Jali welcoming you back to my channel. This is part 4 of the Burned Out Therapist, but before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well as the button for notifications so that you can be reminded when I upload a new video. So at this point, my Burnout Recovery Plan is complete. I've done my digital detox, I did my week-long fast. The only thing I did not do was a full meat detox, and here's why. First of all, I lost like 7 pounds total over the course of the first 3 weeks of the recovery plan. The point of the meat detox was to encourage myself to have a better diet and exercise habit moving forward. And I just found that I was able to discipline myself to abstain from a lot of sugar, abstain from a lot of things that I shouldn't be eating, and I was already kind of on the way to doing that, so I didn't need to go to that extreme to get on that path. So I know I said last week that you are supposed to follow your plan with integrity. However, it is okay to tweak things here and there if you're seeing that there's another way to get the results that you want. I'm still being health conscious in terms of the foods I'm choosing to eat. I'm still going to be leaning toward those lean meats, protein rich diets, but I found that I'm already on that path, so I don't necessarily need to go full stop. I did have a cheeseburger to celebrate the end of my fast though. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I have to say my week of fasting was so good. I know I've been saying that this whole time, that this recovery plan was so good. I'm so happy I did it, and I'm absolutely genuine every single time I say it because it's so true. Self-care really is the bag, and tapping into your main source of power is the entire closet. I feel like I'm a lot more intimately connected to God than I've felt in a very long time. And if you're a Christian, if you're any kind of a believer, you know how it feels when you don't feel so connected to God. And this was so important for me to reestablish and reconvene with my Father, my Creator. If you don't have that, then you always feel like something's missing no matter what you do. I wanted to share with you guys my takeaways from this entire experience. First of all, I've said it time and time again, I feel better. There's just no other way to say it. This was good for me because I just feel better. I feel better about myself. I feel better about my life. I have more energy, and I'm more motivated in general because I feel better. It's been about a week since I came off of the recovery plan, so I'm back on social media, I'm back involved and talking to people and doing some of the things I was doing before, but I don't have the appetite anymore for a lot of the nonsense. It's easier for me to make time for the things that are important. I just feel like I'm looking at things with a clearer lens, and as a result, I'm more naturally and organically able to take the time that I need to rest, as well as make sure that I'm taking the time I need to do the things that need to be done. I'll also admit that as a school psychologist, sometimes we get the benefit of having days off that other people don't have. So I have been on, we call it midwinter recess. So I've had a whole week of not having to do school stuff. I have clients still, so I've still technically been working, but really, again, taking advantage of that time, not only to sleep in and laze around and do that kind of stuff, but also to take the time out to do things around the house that need to be done. You know, make appointments, do the grocery shopping, and prep for next week when I won't have the time to do all of those things. I had a teacher in high school who always used to say, proper planning prevents poor performance. It was annoying to hear every single day, but I have to tell you, it's a motto that I think is good to adopt and live by. When you plan and prepare yourself for the next step, then you don't have to work so hard when the time actually comes for you to follow through on what you need to do. What's next for me? I'm going back to life. I'm staying on this, I don't even want to call it a weight loss journey. I want to call it just a healthy journey. Just being better for myself and better for my body. I said I lost 7 pounds. I gained 3 of them back, but a big part of that is because I was mostly not eating last week because I was fasting every day. So I officially will say I lost a total of 4 pounds, which I think is still pretty good to lose in a matter of weeks. I plan to steadily decline, continue to discipline myself, condition my body, and make sure that I'm not adopting those bad lifestyle habits that led to bad eating and dieting habits. Probably going to take some time, but I definitely feel more prepared for that journey than I did a month ago. The other thing I have for you guys is videos. Another part of balancing, I'm not going to do this every single week like I have been. I'm either going to reduce to once a month or twice a month, depending on the volume of what I actually end up doing. Some are already filmed and waiting to be edited. Some are waiting to be filmed, but they're there and they are coming. And I'm going to be branching out on my topics. I'm smiling because I'm so excited to be bringing back the growing divide. I get to sit down with my fellow educators and colleagues. Many of them are also childhood friends. And we get together and we talk about how we are going to save the world. Just kidding. We talk about the community. We talk about the fact that there is a big educational gap between men and women in the Black community. We're going to be talking next about school policies and procedures that contribute to this gap and what we're doing personally to close it. I'm also going to be tapping into more about my identity as a psychologist who is also a Christian, or a Christian who happens to be a psychologist. Either way you phrase it, there's an intersectionality there that I would like to address. And I'm going to start with the topic on whether you have to see a Christian therapist if you are a Christian. In my community, not only as a Black woman, but as a Christian who is active in church, there is still a major stigma on mental health and what it means to seek mental health support. You do hear people say when they are dealing with a crisis or a mental health issue, they say things like, well, I'm going to go to church first. I'm going to talk to my pastor first. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to do all these different things. And then if none of that works, then I'm going to see a therapist, and they have to be a Christian therapist. And I'm just sitting here like, no. Go see somebody right away. So that is something that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about educating those around me to make sure that they're making informed decisions. Now, if I tell you what's up and you still decide that you're going to do your own thing, I mean, free choice. This is America, clearly. I also, again, have so many projects in the works and I can't talk about them yet, but please stay tuned. That's why I keep telling y'all to subscribe to my channel, because when the balls are already rolling. Let's be clear about that. But when that train leaves the station and starts pulling into all these other stations, y'all are gonna be like, yo, for real, Brooklyn accent all out. I'm not even playing with y'all. Subscribe. And that's when Mary Had a Little Lamb. Thanks you guys so much for sticking with me through this journey, through this burnout recovery plan. I'm receiving so much encouragement and feedback from some of you who have decided to do your own recovery plan or solution. And just like you cheered me on, I'm cheering you on. I know this is still a hard time. We're still in a pandemic, almost a year in. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much back and forth regarding the vaccines, regarding what's supposed to be required, traveling, all these things that are still up in the air after an entire year of quarantining and trying to do the right thing so that this virus could be subdued or go away altogether. And we still don't have a lot of the answers to the questions we've been asking since March of 2020. In so many ways, burnout is inevitable. To those of you who've been really dealing with it and going through, you've had family members that have been sick, you've been parenting, you've been trying to work and keep yourself healthy. I know it's hard, and I'm right there with you. I just want to let you know I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering you on. Go ahead and do what you need to do to heal. And I'll see you next time. Bye.